David Raya changed the way Arsenal survive pressure. Not with screaming, not with impossible highlight saves every 5 minutes, but with control. Cold control. Because when Manchester City press higher, when Liverpool turn matches chaotic, when the Emirates stops breathing under Champions League pressure, Arteta trusts one player more than anyone else. David Raya. And that changes everything. For years, Arsenal were accused of collapsing mentally, too emotional, too soft, too fragile under pressure. One mistake could destroy an entire match. One dangerous counterattack could create panic across the whole stadium. Opponents knew it. Fans knew it. Even Arsenal players felt it themselves. But something changed the moment Raya became the starting goalkeeper. Arsenal suddenly looked calmer, more aggressive, more ruthless. Because now the team believes pressure can actually be controlled. Against Porto in the Champions League, the tension inside the Emirates was unbearable. Arsenal had spent years trying to escape their European trauma. The crowd was nervous before the penalties even started. Porto stepped forward for the first kick. Raya stayed completely still. No panic. No movement too early. Save. The stadium exploded instantly. Then came the second penalty. Again, Raya waited. Again, he guessed correctly. Again, he survived the pressure. And suddenly, Arsenal no longer looked like a team terrified of Europe. They looked like a giant again. That moment explained exactly why Arteta fought so hard to bring him to Arsenal. Raya is not a traditional goalkeeper. He does not simply stop shots. He controls chaos. He slows games down when pressure becomes dangerous. He speeds them up when opponents lose shape. Most goalkeepers react to the match. Raya manipulates it. At the Etihad, Manchester City tried to suffocate Arsenal completely. Haaland attacked every cross. De Bruyne kept moving between the lines, searching for space. Bernardo Silva pressed aggressively every time Raya touched the ball. The pressure never stopped. Yet Raya never rushed anything. Again and again, he invited City forward. Then, with one calm pass, Arsenal escaped the entire press. Suddenly, Martinelli was running into open space. Suddenly, City defenders were sprinting backwards. That is why Arteta trusts him so much. Raya is not Arsenal's last defender. He is their first playmaker. Liverpool experienced the same problem. Alexander-Arnold stepped high trying to trap Arsenal near their own box. Salah closed the passing lane. Darwin Núñez pressed aggressively from the front. For a few seconds, it looked dangerous. Then Raya used one quick body feint. Liverpool's entire press shifted in the wrong direction instantly. One pass later, Saka was already attacking space behind the midfield line. This is what separates Raya from normal goalkeepers. He does not survive pressure. He uses pressure against opponents. But none of this started at Arsenal, and none of it started with success. It started with failure. Wembley Stadium, Brentford against Fulham, promotion on the line. Joe Bryan stood over the free kick. Raya adjusted his positioning slightly. Too far, too late. The ball slipped underneath him and rolled into the net. Silence, shock, heartbreak. Brentford lost the final. For many goalkeepers, a mistake like that becomes permanent psychological damage. Careers collapse from moments like that. Confidence disappears forever. But Raya responded differently. The following season, he returned calmer, stronger mentally, more mature under pressure. Brentford pushed for promotion again, and this time, Raya looked completely different. He no longer played like a talented goalkeeper trying to survive difficult moments. He played like someone shaped by them. Pressure stopped frightening him. It became fuel. Then came the Premier League. Many people expected Raya to struggle immediately. Smaller clubs are usually exposed quickly at the highest level, especially goalkeepers who play risky football. But instead of collapsing, Raya became even better. Liverpool pressed him relentlessly. He overloaded his penalty area with crosses. Manchester City forced Brentford into deep defensive blocks for long periods. Yet Raya kept surviving everything. Not through dramatic emotion, through calmness. Jurgen Klopp once said Raya could almost wear the number 10 shirt because of how dangerous his passing was. And honestly, that description makes perfect sense. Raya does not clear the ball randomly. He creates attacks. He manipulates space. He drags opponents forward and punishes them the second they lose balance. That is modern football now. Goalkeepers are no longer isolated from tactics. They are part of the structure itself. Then came the moments that transformed public opinion completely. Villa Park. Ollie Watkins standing only a few yards from goal. The crowd already celebrating. Raya already beaten. Somehow he still reached the ball and clawed it away at the final second. The replay looked impossible. Then came Atalanta, another chaotic sequence inside the box. The first save shocked everyone. The second save looked unreal. Those were not normal goalkeeping moments anymore. That was psychological survival under elite pressure. And maybe the most terrifying part about David Raya is how emotionless he looks while doing all of it. No panic, no dramatic reactions, no chaos, just complete control. Again and again. For years, Arsenal supporters waited for a team capable of surviving the biggest moments in football. Not just playing beautiful football, not just dominating possession, actually surviving pressure when everything becomes chaotic. Now they finally have it. Saliba trusts him. Gabriel trusts him. Declan Rice trusts him. And most importantly, Arteta trusts him completely. Because behind Arsenal's aggressive pressing, behind their tactical structure, behind the atmosphere inside the Emirates, there is a goalkeeper giving the entire team certainty. Arteta did not sign David Raya simply to improve Arsenal defensively. He signed him to change the psychology of the entire club. And that decision may become the moment Arsenal finally stopped fearing pressure forever. Arsenal finally looked like a team that understands pressure, not just physically, mentally, emotionally. For years, big moments destroyed them. One mistake changed the atmosphere instantly. One dangerous attack could spread panic through the entire stadium. But David Raya changed that feeling completely. Because now, when chaos begins, Arsenal no longer look afraid. They look calm, controlled, almost emotionless. And maybe that is the biggest transformation Arteta has created since arriving in North London. The terrifying part is that Raya almost never looks spectacular while doing it. He makes impossible situations feel normal. He slows the game down when opponents want chaos. He speeds the game up when defenders lose structure. He turns pressure into space. And once Arsenal escape the first wave of pressing, everything changes instantly. Suddenly, Saka is attacking open grass. Suddenly, Martinelli is sprinting directly at retreating defenders. Suddenly, the entire rhythm of the match belongs to Arsenal again. That is why teammates trust him so much now. Because confidence spreads through a football team very quickly. One calm player changes the mentality of everyone around him. Saliba plays more aggressively because he trusts Raya behind him. Gabriel steps forward earlier because he knows the goalkeeper will stay composed. Declan Rice presses higher because Arsenal no longer fear losing control in transition. Raya is not simply protecting Arsenal's goal. He is protecting Arsenal's mentality. And maybe that is the final step every elite team eventually reaches. Not just talent, not just tactics, not just intensity. Complete psychological control under pressure. That is what Manchester City mastered for years. That is what Real Madrid always seemed to possess in Europe. And now, Arsenal are slowly building the same identity themselves. Cold, ruthless, emotionally stable. Built to survive chaos instead of collapsing inside it. David Raya may never become the loudest superstar in football, never dominate headlines every week. But inside Arteta's system, his influence feels enormous. Because behind Arsenal's aggressive pressing, behind their tactical structure, behind the atmosphere inside the Emirates, there is a goalkeeper giving the entire club certainty. And that certainty may become the reason Arsenal finally stopped fearing the biggest moments forever.